Hi, my name is Sarah Madras, founder of Esteem Builders Coaching. I am a motivational speaker and a relationship therapist. Thank you for joining me today. Today, I'm going to be talking with you about parenting versus shaming. So, I have been a full-time stay-at-home mom for the last 6 years to my two little boys. And what I've realized throughout being a stay-at-home parent is that it is by far the most challenging because as parents, we all want to make sure that we're doing things to raise amazing children and to teach them uh, right from wrong and things like that. And we never know if we're doing a good job. And a few weeks ago, my son, my 6-year-old, taught me a very valuable lesson that I have actually been screwing up. And I've been screwing up by using the wrong words. So what happened is sometimes I have to take my kids to the office with me if I need to pick something up or do something real quick. And when they were at the office with me, when I wasn't looking, my oldest went into the refrigerator at the office and opened up someone's protein bar and ate some of it and didn't like the protein bar and threw it in the trash. And so when I came around the corner and saw that the protein bar had been open, I said, hey, what's going on here? What is this? And at first he wanted to blame it on his little brother. And he was like, oh, Lennox did it. He opened it. And I said, I'd like to give you a chance to tell me the truth. So you want to try that again? And he said, I opened it. And I said, well, are we allowed to touch things that don't belong to us or eat food from the refrigerator that belongs to one of my staff? And his head immediately dropped down and he was like, no. And I said, okay, so then what do we need to do to fix this? And he immediately started crying. And the first mistake I made is I said, why are you upset? And he said, I'm not upset. And so my mistake was that I was labeling his emotion for him. What I viewed as him being upset, he doesn't label that as being upset. So he automatically felt disconnected from me and like I didn't understand. And so I said, okay, then why are you crying? And so I had the opportunity to correct what I did. And instead of labeling a feeling for him, I just talked about the behavior that I saw of him crying. And I said, why are you crying? And he said, because I've been bad. And it made me stop and take a breath for a second because I realized in that moment, he is attaching making a wrong choice to him being bad as a person. And he internalized that as shame of I'm bad because I took the protein bar without permission. And I realized that he gets that because I've been using the words good and bad when I talk about things. That's a good choice or that's a bad choice. And I realized that the words good and bad have such power of how we take information in. We automatically, our brain translates good as in belonging to us or bad as in belonging to us. And so I realized I needed to start using different language because he's been taking that in as shame instead of as his behavior and learning. And so I took a breath and I said, you're not bad. I said, the choice you made was a wrong choice. I said, it was a mistake. And when we make a mistake, we have the opportunity to fix it. We have the opportunity to do better. And I said, so how can we fix this mistake? And it took him a few minutes to calm down from crying. And he said, I can say I'm sorry. I said, well, the person had a protein bar and now they don't have a protein bar. So what do we need to do about that? And he said, I need to get them a protein bar to replace it. And I said, that's a great idea. And from that moment forward, I realized in my language to say right versus wrong. That was a right choice or that was a wrong choice. Because when we use right or wrong, we don't automatically internalize that as us, because we don't use language of I'm right, I'm wrong, but we use language of I'm bad, I'm good. Like good guy, bad guy, especially for a 3-year-old and a 6-year-old. So from that moment on, I realized I need to start saying either a right choice or a wrong choice, a right decision or a wrong decision, so that he knows that he can have control and free will and choice over his decisions, so that if he makes a mistake and makes a wrong decision, that he's not bad, that he has the chance to fix it, to learn and to correct it. So I'm glad I learned it in that lesson now, rather than continuing to screw up and shame my kid for the next 20 years. So I appreciate that opportunity to learn from him, and I wanted to pass that along to you. So the first lesson was that I labeled his feeling incorrectly for him, and that instead of labeling a behavior and saying how they feel, to say what it is you see. I notice you are crying. I notice you are kicking and screaming, and then allowing them the ability to share the emotion with you themselves. And for him, the emotion he was feeling was shame, because he felt like he was bad. And so then it gives you the opportunity to either use it as a teaching moment of, no, you're not bad. You made a wrong choice, and let's figure out together how to fix it. So I just wanted to pass that along and remind you that our words are so powerful, and that they leave an imprint on not just us, but on our kids. And so to be more mindful and conscious of the words we use with them. So even a little switch from bad to good, switch it to right to wrong, can make such a difference. So I hope that helps. I would love for you to comment below or share the video with others, and let me know what things you're learning along the way in parenting, because let me tell you, I make mistakes all the time, especially when it comes to parenting. So we're in this together, and it's all about learning as we go and fumbling through it with our kids, because they're not perfect and we're not perfect. And so we're able to model that for them, that mommies and daddies can make mistakes too, and we can figure out how to fix them. So, all right, thanks so much. Bye-bye.